Today in the Soap Thing project, I am going to show you my break-in routine for new Badger brushes. I'm going to start with this one right here. This is an HL Thader, as you can see right here. Thader has sadly gone out of business, but this is a brush that I have left in the case just for this. It has not been out of the case for the first time. So let's go ahead and open it and take a look at it. And there you have it. We have an imitation horn from HL Thader. This is either a 24 or a 22 millimeter. I'm not sure, and the box doesn't say. Let me hold it up against something else. It is most definitely a 22 millimeter. Okay, here's the thing about Badger brushes. Obviously, it's animal hair. So it's going to have particulates in it that have not come out because it hasn't been washed or used for the first time. And it actually has enough particulate in it that it should turn the brush cup that you put it in, it should turn the water brown. So we're going to see if that happens with this one. I'm going to use this fancy crystal glass right here, and I am going to have a stiff drink. I'm obviously joking. I'm going to fill this with water up to about here-ish, and then we're going to put the brush in it, and it is going to sit in this cup for 8 hours. This is what I do every time I get a new Badger brush, is it soaks in water for 8 hours. And what that water is going to do is it's going to cause the hairs to expand, of course, and it's actually going to extract all that particulate out of the knot. It's quite fascinating to see. I hope it is really pronounced this time. Some brushes do it worse than others, but we're just going to give it a try and see what happens. Okay, I'm going to take the brush and place it into the water, and then we're going to come back about 8 hours later and see what it looks like. Alright, it's been just under 8 hours, about 7 hours and 50 minutes. And as you can see, this water still looks pretty clean, to be honest with you. It definitely doesn't have as much particulate in it as I would expect. It's a little cloudy, but not nearly as much as I get from some other brush makers. So I think this was a fairly clean knot when it got installed. Maybe it got cleaned somehow before the knot was put into the brush. In any case, let's take this over to the shave den and have a closer look. Well, here it is. I'm used to the water being a bit cloudier than that, but I am honestly not convinced. I think there's more dirt in this than what fell out of the brush while it was in the water. So here's what I think I'm gonna do. I have a RazoRock What the Puck, hard puck shaving soap, and I'm just gonna lather it up against that and see if I can get more sediment out of it. Here it is right here. I'm just gonna start lathering right on top of this. Let's see if I get a discolored lather out of it. If I don't, this is gonna be embarrassing because I swear the last brush that I broke in this way got rid of a lot of dirt and grime, and it actually turned the water kind of brownish. This water looks like I said, a little bit cloudier than when we first put the brush in there, but it's still not bad. It smells like crap. It smells like dirty animal hair and farts, so that's gonna take a while to get the smell out of it, the nasty smell. But it does look like the lather is exactly the color that it should be. Interesting, but you know what? I'm not convinced. I really want to do this again. I think that was a fluke. So here's what I'm going to do. Tomorrow morning, I am going to put another brush into the brush cup. This is a Shave Mac, 22 millimeter. This one's a blue pearl. I'll show you here in a second. And I'm going to set that one in the water for 8 hours because I really think that one was a fluke. The Theta brush, I don't think that's representative of new badger knots in general. Okay, here is the blue pearl 22 millimeter Shave Mac. So tomorrow morning, this is going to go into water for 8 hours, and we're going to see what happens with this one. Well, that was anticlimactic. I swear to God I've had brushes turn the water brown before. But it looks like this time that's not going to happen. And here it is. The water, just like the last time, is a little cloudy, but nothing compared to some of the some of the brushes I've seen before where it really does turn the water kind of a light brown sort of shade. But let's try putting it up against the RazoRock puck like we did the last brush and see if we have any discoloration when it makes a lather. Here we go. God, this brush stinks. It's definitely got a really strong dirty animal smell that will go away with time. It will smell less funky and more like natural animal hair the more you use it. And it looks like once again we don't even have discoloration in the lather. This one is shedding a little bit, but there you go. Not even the slightest bit of discoloration. Interesting. So, I honestly think that means I got a couple of clean knots in a row. I really believe if I did this 6 times, at least some of them would turn up with some really funky sediment coming out of them. All right, well, I'm gonna rinse this off. So that didn't work out the way I'd hoped, but hey, I'm going to air the episode anyway because I've got other useful information to share. So if you have a badger brush that you want to take care of properly, one thing you really do not want to do is hang it upside down to dry. The reason why is water evaporates up, not down. And so hanging it upside down will actually lengthen the amount of time it takes the knot to dry, and it will give it that funky, mildewy, moldy smell that you get whenever you have a brush that hasn't been washed in a while. That will happen a lot quicker than if you just set it on the counter face up like this. Speaking of that funky, moldy, mildew smell that we were just talking about, the way I get rid of that, which doesn't happen very often, very rarely do I need to get that funky smell out of my brush, but whenever I do, I simply will take, practically any soap, shaving soap, and I will lather it directly on top of I will lather the brush directly on top of the soap. And then I will simply dunk it face down in my brush cup full of water and let it sit there for a couple, 2 or 3 hours. And then you pull it out, rinse it out, and it smells phenomenal. Takes that nasty smell right out of your brush. So you don't need a special brush shampoo, or you don't need to use the shampoo that's out of your shower, even though that is another solution you can use. You're shaving with soap, for God's sake. Your brush is usually the cleanest it's ever going to be. So do keep that in mind, that a simple rub against any one of your shaving soaps in your den and then just soak it in water with that soap still up in the brush, that scent will go away, that nasty scent will go away pretty quickly. Other than that, you're just going to want to make sure that your brush is being stored in a dry place. So when you are done using your brush. For me, I don't have very many shave brushes sitting in my den at any given time, and whenever I'm doing a shave, whatever brush I use, I usually take it out of the den and put it somewhere else where it can dry out more quickly, because if it sits in your bathroom is constantly in a more humidified state for a longer period of time than the rest of your house. So if you can bear to do it, you might consider just removing your brushes from your bathroom altogether, and that will make them dry out more easily. Other than that, as far as maintenance and break-in, that's about it. I will let these brushes soak when they're brand new. I will let them soak for about 8 hours, and then I will just use it. In the first couple of shaves, it's got a funky smell, but after that, it warms up pretty quickly, and that scent, that nasty, funky animal hair scent, will go away pretty fast. And I think that's it. That's the video for today. Didn't go the way I had planned, but this will still work to break in those new brushes, no problem at all. Questions, comments, put them in the comment section of the video. Otherwise, until next time, this is Soap Thing telling you, shave like you mean it. Thanks for watching.